Some stories don't start with danger. They don't start with a feeling, a heaviness, a moment you almost ignored until you realized ignoring it could cost somebody their life. He wasn't supposed to be on that road. He usually took the highway home. Windows up, music low, mind numb. But that night, for no real reason, he cut through the back streets and ended up on the old bridge. The kind of bridge that feels forgotten. Rust on the rails, water below doesn't care who you are. He was tired in a way where your body moving but your mind is just done. Bills, work, messages he didn't want to answer. The quiet, heavy kind of tired where you start wondering if this is just what life is now. And then he saw her. At first she was just a shape in a dark. One person alone, too close to the edge. He drove past a few yards, then his stomach dropped. Something in him knew this isn't right. He could have kept going. He thought about it. It was late. He was drained. He didn't know her. That's the part that bothered him later, how easy it would have been for him to pretend he didn't see her. But he did see. He hit the brakes slow, no screeching. Just a quiet decision, I'm not leaving this alone. He turned around, pulled over, and killed his engine. The silence hit harder than a drive. She was standing at the rail, not leaning, not resting, just there like she was trying to decide if the world would even notice if she disappeared. He got out, shut the door gently, and walked toward her. No hero walk, no big speech in his head, just a thought, don't scare her, don't make it worse. Hey, he said, voice low, you good? She didn't move, didn't look at him, didn't even flinch. The wind hit hard on a bridge, cold, short. The kind of cold that makes you feel more alone than you already are. He stayed a few steps back. I'm not here to bother you, he said. I just didn't want to drive past and pretend I didn't see you. Her fingers tightened on the rail. That was the first sign she was still there. She finally spoke, barely above a whisper. I'm just tired. Not the kind of tired fixed with sleep. The kind of tired that sounds like someone who's been carrying too much for too long. He nodded, even though she wasn't looking at him. Yeah, he said, I get that. He didn't say it's gonna be okay. He didn't say you're strong. He didn't throw cliches at a bleeding wound. He just stood there with her in the dark. You don't know me, she said. You're right, he answered, but I see you. That's enough for me to stop. Silence again, cars in the distance. The water moving like it always does, not caring who's up there. She let out a shaky breath. I didn't plan this, she said. I just ended up here. He believed her. Most people don't schedule their breaking point, they just hit. You got anybody you can call, he asked. She laughed once, short and bitter. She responded, if I did, I wouldn't be here. That line hit him harder than a cold. He took a small step closer, not much, just enough to show he wasn't going anywhere. Okay, he said, then you got me for a minute. She finally turned her head just enough to see him out of the corner of her eye. Her face looked like someone who's been losing a fight for a long time. You don't have to tell me what happened, he said. You don't owe me your story. But I'm not leaving you out here alone. Her jaw clenched, her eyes filled, but she didn't cry. She looked like she cried everything out days ago. I don't know what to do, she whispered. He swallowed. You don't have to know what to do tonight, he said. You just don't have to make a permanent decision on a temporary night. She stared at the water. I didn't think anybody would care, she said. That's a lie, he answered steady. Your mind is tired. Tired minds lie. She went quiet again. He pulled his phone out slowly. I'm gonna call someone, he said, not to get you in trouble. Just to get more people here who won't leave you alone in this. She didn't argue, didn't say yes, didn't say no, but she didn't move closer to the edge. That was enough. He kept talking while the phone rang. Not deep stuff, just keeping her tethered to the moment. What's your name, he asked. She told him. He said it back to her on purpose. Sometimes hearing your own name reminds you that you're still a person, not just a problem. By the time help arrived, she stepped back from the rail. Not far, not dramatically, just enough. One of the responders pulled him aside. You did good, the man said. You didn't talk her off the bridge. You just stayed long enough for her not to jump. And that line stayed with him. He drove home in the same dark, but it didn't feel the same. He kept thinking about how close all this was. How thin the line is between nobody saw me and one person stopped. How many people walking around now, smiling, working, posting, and still one bad night away from the bridge? He never told the story like a trophy, never bragged, never turned it into a "hey, look what I did" moment. But he carried one truth from that night. You don't have to fix someone's whole life. Sometimes you just have to show up at the exact moment they thought no one would. Thank you for listening to another episode of One Voice Mini Stories.